Hello, Gareth here, and I'm outside, and it's a really beautiful autumn day. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, there's a bit of a cool breeze, and it's beautiful. And now I'm going to show you what I'm going to paint. I'm by the river. This is Oita River, and this is what we're going to paint. So this is the scene. It's a train line that goes over the river, and it's quite an interesting scene, maybe a bit too difficult, but let's do our best. So here we go, let's paint it. So first of all, I'm trying to work out the composition. This painting will only work if it's got a slightly, well, not slightly, but maybe quite a strong abstract feel to it. So I want to make this abstract. After all, it's only a sketch, and I think these lines are so interesting. Then it's squeezing a lot in. Oh, there is a path here, so I'll try and include that with this grass here, and then a figure here. It is actually a really interesting scene. Here comes the train. Let's lift this up a bit. Okay. And now I'm going to do my first wash. So, no messing around. Beautiful day, that sunshine, it just feels healing. Okay, so what I'm going to focus on is that beautiful blue sky, so I'm going to use some cerulean blue, and one worry I've got is this wind. It's coming at me sideways, and if it gets too strong it might be troublesome, but at the moment manageable. Okay, so this is watercolor paper, but it's not the best watercolor paper. Wow, I might even have got my lines wrong. Okay, there we go. Just laugh and continue. here we've got green, so a bit of yellow and blue. Okay. There we go. And then I've got the path. So the path is going to be a kind of purple colour, but very light. It's almost white actually. Yeah. So that's enough. And then I'm going to do some green here. And that's it. I really should do this bigger size next time. Wow, I can hear the birds chirping and soft sound of insects. Oh wow. When I spray it, the wind's taking it away, so it's not going down onto the paper. Okay, so let's leave that to dry, and then in a minute we'll continue. Okay, it is dried, and I'm opening my palette, and I need a good place to put my brushes. So what I'm going to do is paint like the colour for the bridge. It's got this reddish brown colour. So I use something like alizarin crimson. Ooh, got a bit mixed up there. My palette's a bit dirty. So yeah, something like this kind of red with a touch of burnt sienna. Oh yeah, that's the colour I want. Okay, here we go. So hopefully I can do a bit of dry brush. We might have a few trains coming by the way, so it will get a bit noisy, I think. The interesting thing about this is that it almost looks blue here. So I'm going to do something a bit crazy because I'm too conservative when it comes to painting. I really am. So I'm going to go red there, reddy brown there, and then maybe pure white. No, pure water. Yes. Try to make things a bit more exciting. Okay. And then I've got this thing up here. I'm going to change the angle. Didn't quite work. And I've run out of mix, so I didn't make enough. But let's continue. And up here, maybe it's actually even orange. I really shouldn't have done this blue sky here, because I could have made it a much purer orange. Okay, that will do. That lovely blue coming through is nice, right? Okay. So that's good there. So what else can I do? Maybe I can suggest these supports here. They're a combination of like a kind of orangey colour, but I'm using I think this is burnt sienna. They're a kind of orangey colour and grey. So I'll just use blue and a little bit of red, and then that should work nicely. And hopefully they will merge in an attractive way, bleed together. Bleed together. Let's bleed together. Okay. Yep. As you can see, perspective is wrong. This should be wider. So I'm just making it look correct. I haven't really looked carefully enough, but that will do. It should get wider. Okay, and then maybe I'll do these grey buildings in the distance. There's a lot there in the distance. There's hills, there's buildings, there's white bits. It's all too much for such a tiny piece of paper. So what I have to do is massively simplify. Maybe make it a bit more grey. Here comes the train. It's going to be noisy. Oh, so I quite like that. That looks a bit exciting. It went over the top, but it's just a sketch. You know, with a sketch, you really want to keep it. You want to keep it loose. Yep, loose and juicy. Yep, that's how it needs to be. Things blending into one another. And I don't want to add any more. There's so many details here that I'd like to add, but it's just not, it'll look too busy because it's such a small space. Okay, and then let's do just a few lines for the river. I have to be careful, most of these are going to be hidden. They're going to be, oh, another train. Most of these are going to be hidden by the trees. Okay, so this is drying off. Oh, it's already dry, so I can go over that now. So I'm going to do this bit first. Hopefully this is where I start to get a bit stronger. So I'm using my blue, phthalo blue. It's very powerful. Some alizarin crimson and a bit touch of burnt umber. It's a bit purplish, but that's okay. And then I'd like to do like a dry brush mark there, but yeah, didn't quite work out. It's just a sketch, that's what I have to remember. Oh yeah, and then I've got a bit here. Okay, so I've got big pieces of metal coming down like this, going up like this. Pieces coming across like this. What's really important is to try and get these lines correct, like not screw them up, not have wobbly lines, because it really won't look so good. And to really try and look at this painting, this bridge, in a really simplified way. And to capture these bits of blue and also these bits of orange, and not to just paint all over them and lose them all. Then let's move on to this one. So I'll add some water here. Try and wet this down. Something like that. Okay. And then here I've got massive shadow coming down here. Another massive shadow here. Oh, that actually almost looks like it's working. And then another shadow here. Maybe the angle should be a bit different, but... And then of course we've got this shadow on the bottom. And this is what connects it all together. So I want this to be really abstract if possible. Wow, it's getting intense sunshine on here and it's drying out. The shadow here is a bit bluer, so let's try and suggest that. Ooh. And then we've got some shadow there. And then I need my thin brush. And I'm just going, my liner brush, I'm just going to do a few lines in here. And just spray it. It's dried, but maybe we can add a bit of texture and bring it back to life again a bit. And then I'm going to do the green stuff. The green stuff. Okay. Okay, and then yeah, so I really needed no buildings behind there, really. I'll use some thicker paint, and I want some gaps around this. Ooh, that was a bit more than I wanted. Okay, and then I've got a big tree here. A little bit more. And then, okay, let's do something with all this. looking good. It's okay, but it looks just a touch, not quite right. Ooh, look at that. So I'm just going to add a load of cerulean blue, just kind of darken it off. There's the train. Yellow. Okay, and that's not bad actually. And then just a bit of touches of like that. Okay. Okay, let's continue. And then let's do this. Okay, and then yeah, so this is where you get into like calligraphy and making nice marks. Oh, this is a bit long. Let's stop here. Okay, let's continue. It's quite good. And then thin lines. buildings. Might look a bit interesting, just to suggest them in a loose way. There we go. And that's more or less it. I might do a figure down here. And I think that's more or less it. So that's my sketch, and here's a man here. Yeah, maybe he should be with a dog, and should be a bit of a shadow. Okay, maybe no dog, it's enough. So there you go, there's my quick watercolor sketch. Hope you found it fun, and it was fun for me. And it's a beautiful autumn day, and I recommend if you've got nice weather outside, that you go outside and just do a quick watercolor sketch and have some fun.